What started off as a journey to make money and provide for my family has evolved into a purpose with a passion. I quickly realized that the real value is not in the cars that I sell or the money I can make. The real assets are my clients. And the ultimate value that I find is in the relationships that I'm able to create. This is Vet Adventures, and together, we all win.
My point of view is people are the most important thing.
You were very smart, man. You were awesome.
Your word is more important than any written piece of paper.
You always want to be a person that can dream and imagine and believe that it can be.
Do what you love to do.
It's a calling, it's not a job. You know how to put the work down.
What's up guys, Jesse Piccolo, Vet Adventures, and today we're here in Miami and we're going to interview Eric Spofford. Eric has been a great mentor and client of mine since 2023, giving me lots of opportunities to build a relationship with him, showcase our value with helping him sell a few of his exotic cars over the years. But most importantly, he's a successful entrepreneur with almost 20 years of experience, and today we're gonna sit down and let him tell his story on what it takes to be successful and go through the gauntlet of entrepreneurship and building a real business in today's day and age. Eric, good?
Yeah, good.
I appreciate you, man, taking the time to allow us to come here to your crib here in Miami and do this interview. I know you've done several of these interviews and your story is very well out there in the public eye. You know, if you're on social media, you probably know who this gentleman is. But the one thing that fascinates me about your story as we get into it is just you really came from the bottom of the bottom. And as a child, growing up with dealing with you know, addiction, drugs, and things like that, that's no secret to who you are and where you've come from. And I really want to do this interview and start from there and work our way through to where you are today, and just go through mindset, go through business, because you're obviously a super successful entrepreneur, you know, with your addiction facilities that you sold for damn near 115 million, which is epic, amazing. And just walk the audience through, because this is a big passion project of mine, these interviews, because growing up, especially without social media and the internet, you never saw success. You know, you didn't even know that was really feasible. You never saw an expensive car or somebody with an expensive watch.
And if you did see success, you didn't have visibility to the path that it took to get there.
Bingo.
The guy drove by in a Ferrari and you were like, how the fuck did he get that?
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Exactly,
Like,
exactly, bro.
Apart from like rolling up and asking him, you know what I mean, or reading a biography of somebody. It's really amazing what social media has done for people that care to put their lives out there and tell the story. It's why I talk about the realities of business, entrepreneurship, and life, and the necessities for personal development, mental toughness, and try to stand out in a sea of an attention economy that'll say the next thing that'll get the views, but not necessarily be the realest thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so my message has been and has remained the same, that the game it's hard, difficult, and challenging. I say that, you wanna know why? Because for me, it was hard as fuck, it was difficult, and it was incredibly challenging.
1000%.
And it takes a long time. There's no, overnight success stories. I say that because the first 3 years I was in business, I didn't make any money. I was still logging and cutting trees down and sweating and bleeding every day to make a paycheck to support my side hustle, which eventually was the business that I sold for 115 million. And for the first 10 years, nobody cared. Nobody gave a shit. You know what I mean? Like,
did they like not believe in you, or
nobody believed?
Yeah.
No one's gonna believe in you. Not from your hometown. Do you know what I mean? Like, you have to.
They know you as something, and then when you change the trajectory of your life, or you try to do something better, they don't believe in it because they know you for something of what you were in the past, and it's just like, yeah, you got to prove it to me.
It is all of that, but the interesting thing about people from your hometown and why they don't believe in you is that when they see your success, it removes all the bullshit excuses they're able to tell themselves. Because we grew up in the same town, drank the same drinking water, went to the same high school, we come from the same place. I made it, you didn't. When they see someone online, they're like, they can make up some excuse of like, oh, they had it differently than I had it. Mm-hmm. So your mere presence holds a truth to their life. And a lot of people have a hard time accepting that and looking at that like, no, you were scared. You chose to play it safe. You went and did the 4-year degree, the master's degree, you got the job, you did the traditional path. And you look at someone who necessarily went the unorthodox, the untraditional path, started a business, took on a lot of risk, and high risk, high reward, that ended up paying off for them later on, and they feel it's unjust and unfair because they did things the right way.
Right.
You know?
Absolutely.
It's just a breeding ground for hate. Nobody hates you more than people in your hometown, you know?
Well, shit, hopefully we could change that and inspire, you know, like you said, it's a testament if you can do it.
Yeah.
That's how I feel. If I can do it, I feel as if you should do it. And it's really, should be contagious because we all want to, at least we want to strive to be successful, you know?
Yeah, well, I mean, that's very true. You know, it is very true that it's about capability, right? Mm-hmm. If I can come from where I came from and accomplish what I've accomplished, it removes every excuse as to how someone else couldn't, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, absolutely. So, what do you think, in the pursuit of growing your business and how hard it is, I found that for me, I'm at my best when I'm constantly sharing what you share, talking about mental toughness, discipline, because it keeps us, the person who's in the fight, on point, on edge. It allows us to continue to sharpen our sword in a sense and keep our mindset in that battlefield to where it's like, this is the gauntlet, this is the game. I can't stop talking about this because it's a war in a sense. If I don't talk about it, if I don't share my experience with the world, then I feel like I kind of fall off. I start to lack a little bit and I lose like the belief in myself. And so I leverage social media in these client interviews to talk about this stuff because internally it helps me keep my mindset where it needs to be. Do you find that kind of similar to yourself with sharing your story in the day-to-day?
I share my story of addiction, sobriety, and recovery to wave a flag for people that if I can come from where I came from and get here, you can too. Whatever that means for you.
Yeah.
For some people that follow me, it is quite literally just fucking getting sober. And for others, they see it and they're like, wow, if this guy can come from the streets, the trenches, you know, and go through everything that I've talked about a million times in detail, incredibly painful, below rock bottom start, and then get to where I've gotten to, then there is no excuse for you. I talk about the game of business and the realities of how hard it is, and I talk about personal development and mental toughness because when I was in it, social media didn't exist. And I had to figure that out by life experience. I never heard any of this stuff.
Right.
You know,
it just kind of adapts to.
I think that's why I think that the big homie Andy Frisella, my brother, I just talked to him last night. I think that's why his original MFCEO podcast blew up. He was like the first person I ever heard, and many people ever heard, talk about the realities of the war of business and how hard it is and what it's going to take. And so, you know, I follow in the footsteps of giants. I share my experience of what it was like. I also see all this, you know, attention economy on Instagram of, you know, you have 25-year-old life coaches, 25-year-old business coaches posting pictures with Lambos and Ferraris, and it's just a bunch of bullshit.
Right.
And so for the young hustler, the young entrepreneur, the 21-year-old me looking at the distractions on an iPhone of what may be misconstrued of what they think business and entrepreneurship is like. What will the internet tell you today? If you're just consuming open content, entrepreneurship is easy. I can buy this course, make this money, 90 days to $1 million. You know, I'm gonna get fast cars. It's gonna be Miami and pretty girls and boats and all of that stuff. And don't get it fucked up. My life is every one of those things. But it took me 15 years of getting my head kicked in every day to get there.
Right.
And for the amount of people that started along those 15 years and how many actually stuck with it and didn't give up, that's why I talk about not giving up. So, bro, there's barely a day that goes by that I don't talk about fucking just don't give up. Because there have been so many times in my own journey where I wanted to fucking give up. It was excruciatingly fucking painful at so many different times and periods. And I would lay there in bed just like, I don't even know how I'm fucking still standing right now. And the only thing that I did right was I didn't give up. I was like, I don't know what the fuck I'm gonna do. I don't know how I'm gonna make payroll. I don't know how I'm gonna get to the other side of this. I don't know, you know, but I do know that I'm gonna fucking wake up in the morning and you can't kill me.
Is that the dialogue that you play in your head right there?
And you can't stop, 100%. Like, you can't fucking stop me. I don't know what I'm gonna do, but I know I'm gonna show the fuck up. And when I look at, I'm getting old, man. You know what I mean? I just turned 41 years old this month. And I've been in this game for fucking goddamn long time. And when I look at the difference between me and other people, do I think I'm smart? Yeah, I think I'm clever. Do I think that I'm talented? Yeah, I think I got a little talent. But that's not the shit that separated me from the pack.
Right.
The shit that separated me from the pack is we were running, and I was looking, and you were looking a little weak. And I was like, oh, he's gonna tap like a bitch, isn't he?
Is this your competitors, or who are you like?
But not even, dude, some of it's friends.
Yeah.
Some of it's just everyone that I've seen. Of course I think like that about my competitors, but it's everyone I've seen start in the game of business.
Right.
Out of the thousands I've seen start, if you really understood how few there are still left standing.
Yeah.
And the ones
15 years, you can't be fraudulent. You can't not know it. You know, you have to have the will to compete to win.
At this point, yeah, I'm almost 20 years in.
Exactly.
And, you know, and
this
so.
isn't by accident.
Yeah, and so all these people fucking gave up along the way. And I'll give the flowers where they're due, man. A lot of the people that I'm talking about were smarter than me, were more talented than I was, had better financial backing than I did, had all these reasons why they should have beat me. And so I think the fundamental truth of success is this, is that there are a lot of things that go into the recipe of what it takes to be successful. But fucking none more important than the ability to fucking take stress and pressure and never give up no matter what. No matter fucking what. It is the most important thing as an entrepreneur that you're gonna fucking develop, is that mental toughness to hang in there no matter what.
Couldn't agree more. And I'm in my journey, 7 years in business, and I'm still learning and fighting and cultivating the mindset and the skill set and the disciplines to be able to go on this longevity of entrepreneurship. So, like you said, so what are some of like your daily non-negotiables that keep you disciplined and keep you in that right mindset? Because obviously, like, you get kicked in the dick every single day. The storms come. You're trying to get up out of bed, and you're like, "What the fuck am I going to do today? How am I going to make payroll?" Like, what are some of the things that you can personally control that help increase, you know, your mental toughness and whatever it is that you need in your artillery to go out to war and to compete and to build?
I think one of the first fundamentals that people that want to be in this game need to master is a thing I like to call fuck how you feel.
Amen.
Fuck how you feel. How you feel is completely and totally irrelevant. And so when you wake up in the morning, you put your 2 feet on the fucking floor and you stand up. And whether you want to, you don't want to, you feel defeated, you feel like king of the world. I have felt every range of emotion from like, I don't know how I'm gonna make it to dinner, to like, I'm unstoppable, I'm the fuck.
It's crazy how
I'm the man,
oh,
you know?
Bro.
And I still do the same thing no matter what. So managing your emotions, controlling how you feel, and it's not so much controlling how you feel, it is developing this separation from how you feel. A lot of people live their lives driven by emotion, and the problem with that is their emotion dictates their actions, and it dictates what they do, and it dictates their decisions. And the best operators are able to put that over there and make their decisions and execute completely avoid and separate from how they feel. How they feel, I feel like shit. I'm tired today. I did not sleep enough. I'm sad. I'm going through a breakup. I am grieving. I lost a loved one. I am whatever. I understand I feel that way. I'm going to proceed anyway.
Yeah.
And it is this literal separation of consciousness from how you feel and your observation of how you feel, instead of one and all being the same.
Right.
How I feel, what I think about how I feel, and what I'm going to do about how I feel, being a unified one is a dangerous fucking place to be. And so separating those 3 things is incredibly important. And so, do I want to get up every day? Like, I hate these fucking fucking motivational guys that are like, I get up every day and I'm positive and mental, all this shit. You know what? Some days I get up and I'm like, I fucking don't want to do anything. And I hate this shit. And I don't know why I signed up for it, you know? But I'm fucking doing it anyway.
What else are you gonna do?
And a lot of people lie about that. And I have a broad range of emotions. I have a broad range of thoughts. All of that I think is natural. Some days I'm fucking ready for war, and some days I'm like, I feel like fucking quitting. But what is non-negotiable is I'm never going to quit.
Yeah, yeah.
And then, as far as the actual framework and structure of what I do that is non-negotiable, I start every single day with spiritual reading, with prayer, and with meditation. And the ego is funny. The ego will come in and say, we don't have time for this. We got to get going. And every time I succumb to that, because I do.
Oh, same. I'm guilty.
I am fucking quickly reminded that I do not have time not to.
Bingo. Well said.
And
yeah. Get your priorities straight, because that sharpens the inner you.
It costs me fucking time, energy, resources, every single time.
It really puts you in alignment.
It puts me in alignment, right? And it's probably a key driver in that ability to separate my emotions, not be reactional. I'm the best version of me when I'm in alignment with God and spirit and whatnot. And so when I pay attention to that, I'm setting intention for the day.
Yeah.
Other stuff that's important is diet. I need to be in control of my world. It's funny. It's like, I was actually talking about this earlier. My day-to-day is like running a small country. Multiple businesses, all sorts of wars going on, battles, politics, you know what I mean? Like, it is literally like running a small country.
You got a big team too.
God, we have all in almost probably 300 employees, something like that.
Yeah.
And so being dialed on my food, like, I look at people, I look at periods of time, fuck people, I look at periods of time with myself that I've fallen off being able to control what I eat. And I am out of control in life in more ways than one.
Yeah.
And so I know as a barometer of my own success, if I can control what I'm eating, my macros, how many calories, my proteins, fats, and carbs for the day, then I'm in good footing. And so spiritual diet is unbelievably important. I get my workout in no matter what.
Yeah.
Another thing that I don't have time not to do.
Right. Yeah, you're taking care of this machine, this temple, so that you can operate at its fulfilled ultimate, whatever Eric Spofford, this identity, this soul, this spirit is capable of doing. You want to tap into that thing and make it
peak
soar.
performance.
Peak performance.
Peak
Exactly,
performance.
bro. Exactly.
And then the rest of it is just execution.
Yeah.
The rest of it is just a will that I will fucking outwork anyone and everyone you put in front of me to win.
Yeah. I heard something the other day. It was Mike Tyson's old trainer back in the day. He told Mike Tyson before fights, he would say, "You don't exist, only the task." And I was like, damn, dude, that kind of hit. Like, it's like separating how you feel. It's not about how you feel. It's you don't exist. It's just, what's the task? Accomplish the task. Fuck how you feel and keep it moving. And I think that's a big reason for progression in business, because you're just knocking out the daily tasks and you're removing your emotions and how you feel about it, even though you don't want to do it, like you said. And that's a big key to success. How important is organization in a company like that you run with 300 employees? I mean, you have to, like you said, run a small country. You got to manage deals. You're the leader. You know what I'm saying? So how important is organization? Because I can get scrambled brain sometimes. I can be like, man, I got to do this. I got to put this here, and then I'm like, dude, what the fuck? What am I doing, bro?
Organization is really important, but one of the transitions I had to go through in business was moving from like the hustler to the CEO.
Yeah.
Meaning that there was a time, and for a long time, that it relied on me every single day. Mm-hmm. Now it's much more about leadership, systems, coaching people, building teams, building brick by brick businesses that run autonomously of me. And so, that shift is hard for a lot of entrepreneurs because it goes against the DNA of hustle culture entrepreneurship. Yes. And you constantly want to get in and show them how good you are, and I'll show them, and I can do this better than everyone. And I'm always like, oh, congratulations. You're the best worker here.
Yeah.
And, on the mental toughness stuff too, one of the things that I think is easier understood if experienced than it is to learn. But if you keep going, you will learn. It gets easier over time, right? Like, I think about the fight game a lot when I think about business. And you think about all that training, all that sparring that fighters go through to prepare them for their first walk out to the ring or out to the octagon. And I imagine that, and I've been around a little bit, and the butterflies and the anxiety and the bright lights and the oh shit,
locked in a cage
oh
with
my
another
God.
warrior.
Yeah. And then you look at champions.
Yeah.
And champions walk out there and their heart rate isn't even elevated. They're ready.
Yeah.
They've made this walk hundreds of times.
Yeah.
And that is the seasoning of going through the battle. I think a lot of people don't appreciate how necessary it is to go through the battle. Like, people have this fucking weak, fragile mindset that they think the solution is to avoid conflict, avoid adversity, and avoid the problems, when in reality, they're necessary phases of your growth and development. And are they fun to go through at the time you're going through them? No. But when I ripped my hands for the first time, that didn't feel good either.
Right.
But now these things are calloused as they come, and they're strong and they're tough.
Right.
And at this stage, at 41 years old, having been through fucking more shit than I can even remember, that is very much what the experience of running companies at this size feels like. is you've made that walk so many times. What used to keep me up at night, I'm talking butterflies, sick to my stomach, sweating. Oh my God, I've already had a lawsuit threat. Fucking one today.
Sure.
It's Monday. You know what I mean? It doesn't even faze me.
Yeah.
You know, I'm like, whatever.
That's the beautiful thing about who you become. You know, like you can literally feel good about the individual that you become, and like you said, you're calloused, but you've been through the gauntlet, and now you are one of those champions in your line of business, and that feels good. You know, even for me, and I gotta step back sometimes. I'm like, hold on, I'm negotiating like $15 million worth of car deals today. I'm navigating people through stuff. I'm building a team, and when I'm in it, I feel like I'm my worst critic. I'm my biggest hater, just constant like talking shit to myself. Like, you're not shit. You haven't done shit. Like, shut the fuck up. Get back to work. And it's just like, man, sometimes you gotta like, hold on now. Like, look at where I've come from. Look at the individual I built. You know, like, pat myself on the back a little bit so that I can carry this momentum forward and be that champion in the line of work that I'm moving forward in. And that's something that I'm learning now and adapting with. And like you said, at different stages of business, like, it's about building a team and leadership and organizing everything. And that's something that I've personally been going through, because the hustler in me is like, I don't got time for this shit. I gotta go make money. You know, like, I need to get deals done, because I always feel as if the enemy is creeping up on me every single fucking day. And if I don't do my spiritual reps, if I don't get myself in alignment, it's like you said, I don't have time not to do that shit, because then it's a slippery slope. I lose track of my diet. I skip out on a workout. You know, my spiritual reps go to the back, and then the enemy gets a little bit more closer and closer. And then you find yourself in this mental fog, and you're like, what the fuck? And it's like, well, you fell off. You know, you need to get your shit back on so that you can be that champion in your line of work and keep it pushing.
Yeah, man.
What like, business is a sport. What's been like a business lesson that you had to learn in your entrepreneurship that may have cost you a big chunk of money in the beginning, but you know, you're like, fuck, okay, I'm never making that mistake twice, you know, and it's saved you in the long run?
People.
Okay.
Management of people, leadership of people, and mastering. If you want to master business, you have to master people. When you think about what a company is, most of the time your largest expense is payroll, and that's people. Like, businesses are people. And so becoming good at hiring, training, onboarding, firing, leading, managing. And I'm still learning. You know what I mean? I'm a lot better than I used to be, but I'm still learning every day on the management of people. One of the greatest mistakes I made in business, and one of the most expensive mistakes I made in business, was elevating people to roles that, because they were good at what they were doing, I thought they were ready for. And I would put them in, and what it created was, you have all this organic growth within your business, and you put people, you elevate this person to that job, and this person to that job, and this person. Everyone in your company is learning how to do shit for the first time. So it makes your company slow. And any learning curve is expensive.
Yeah.
Right?
Absolutely.
And so they're doing these things for the first time. They're making mistakes. They're figuring it out. They're slow to move. And so I think that was probably one of the most costly things that I had going for me in business previously, as opposed to having the right dynamic of hiring people that have experience, that have greater experience than you have. Like, there was an epiphany years and years and years ago. But I went from having, being the smartest guy in the business, the guy with all the answers, everyone came to me, to going, I should try hiring people that are actually fucking smarter than me. And that's what I did. And I started hiring people that had amazing experience, more experience, and more talent than I did in their respective roles. And when doing that, that just became a rocket ship on how to grow a company.
Sweet. How do you remove emotions in handling your coworkers, your employees? Because sometimes I feel like, like I want to be on their ass and be like, like, guys, are we gonna do this today or are we not? And kind of hold the standard. And I know it starts with me as the leader, so I have to bring certain type of energy and focus and determination every single day so that they kind of hopefully follow. But like in those hard conversations, like sometimes you might feel bad because you come off too strong or you hurt their feelings or some shit, and it's like, man, there's no feelings in business really, and we're all here for the same mission. Like, put your tears away. Like, I don't know. Like, I'm trying to find that.
A good way to take the emotion out of business is to have a clear set vision for the company.
Yeah.
And clear set vision for what success looks like for each person.
Yeah.
And so if you have KPIs, metrics that measure performance, you have clear set goals and expectations, and everyone understands what the global picture is,
bingo,
you're either living up to it or you're not.
Right.
And we're gonna talk about coaching up or coaching out.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna coach up until it gets to a painful point that it's obvious that we need to pivot to coaching out.
Right.
And I've gotten away from kind of that emotional way of managing people and more towards
did you do your job or not?
setting expectations and just professionalism, and like that approach helps a lot, because when it gets to the end of the road, which unfortunately in business you have to deal with this, when someone isn't going to make it,
right,
those conversations, when handled, when the entire process from start in operations all the way to that moment is handled appropriately, you walk into that room in that meeting and nobody is surprised. Mm-hmm. They felt supported. They felt like they had every opportunity, maybe just not the right role, not the right fit. And the best separations I've ever had were like, hey, Jesse, listen, we got to meet. And they come in and you're just like, hey, man, I get it.
Yeah.
I appreciate everything.
Yeah.
It's all good. And just clear communication, clear alignment, clear expectations.
Yeah. And it's a constant. It's like you got to constantly.
We as entrepreneurs also need to be very careful about the roller coaster we're on.
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm getting at.
If I think everything's going good, I'm like, we're killing it, guys, yeah. And the second something goes wrong in the macro picture, which it's my business, it's my job to deal with that. It's also my job to shield a lot of my people from that.
Yeah.
When something goes bad, I'll come in like a fucking terrorist, and start fucking with people. Yeah, I get that.
It's nuts. Just the constant learning and growing, man. It's fascinating to me about going through the gauntlet, because it's really shaping and allowing me to become the man that I see myself growing into be. And it's always, when they talk about visualization, I never so much visualize material things. I always visualize the man that I want to become. And then that individual, if I achieve that, all the material things are in the background. Like they're all there, because if I become that individual, all that shit to me is guaranteed. Yeah. And I love that stuff. One more question in business. With you selling your company, that was the first time selling your company. What was that process like? Did you make mistakes? Who did you lean on to help you navigate that? I mean, that's selling a company for 115 million is not easy, and I'm sure that there's sharks in the water trying to take advantage of you. You know what I'm saying? Like, dude, what was that like?
Every time you move into a new level in business, you start over again. Mm-hmm. You're new again.
I feel that.
So I had to spend a ton of money on the best advisors I could possibly get. And so I made that investment. I surrounded myself with the best lawyers, the best accountants, the best investment bankers, the best tax professionals, etc. And it's expensive, but it was worth it.
Built your war room.
100%.
Yeah. Did you do that did you start to do that knowing when you were like, okay, I'm about to get ready to sell my company, so that's when you started going out and get all the guys?
Yep.
Nice, dude. And then how long was the sale process from initial talks to you getting that wire?
Almost a year.
Almost a year.
Yep.
Damn. Long
game.
Yeah, no, definitely. Well, I'll leave you with one more question, my brother, and I really appreciate the time and the business that you've given me to allow me to help you with the cars and things like that, and especially starting the inner circle, because that's how we met back in 23, and I still talk to some of the homies that are from there, man. Great people, especially love Angelo, bro.
That's my guy.
Yeah, I know. You guys are super tight. Love Angelo. Our theme for this year is to do the impossible, and you said you're getting older, but you're still relatively young. What does it look like to do the impossible from here on out for Eric Spofford?
To do the impossible.
Yeah, because obviously you've already done it, in a sense from where you've come from and started. But like you said, every time you level up, you're at the beginning now. And so I know you probably have big dreams still and ambitions.
My dreams and ambitions have changed a lot over the last couple of years, where for a long time, my goals were really financial. And, I wanted all this money, I wanted all the things, and I got it, right? Yeah. And what's an interesting thing about financial goals is there's a place that you reach where you run out of things to buy, right? You bought the house, you bought the cars, you bought the planes, you bought the boats, you traveled. Yeah. Now what? Yeah. Right? And so my goals and my ambition looking over the next 5, 10, 15, 20, 30 years is, of course, continue to be financially successful, but it's really about impact and lives. Yeah. And so, we got a lot of cool things in the works. This has been a year of recalibration, and
I could see it, bro, from a distance. Just watching you on social media. I'm not even bullshitting you, bro. Like, I felt as if probably like starting like a year ago, I just sensed something different about you, and I was like, I feel like Eric's been reborn again in a sense, and I don't know what it was, but I got that vibe, and I was like, I think Eric's total mind shift has shifted.
It's been a complete shift,
and now it's like about legacy for you and the impact that you leave to other people.
Here's the thing I'll tell you about that is that in that thing about when you run out of things to buy, or you get, I should say it like this. For most people, they have something they're chasing. For me, I wanted it all. I wanted the house, I wanted the cars, I wanted the jet, I wanted the yacht, and I got it. Yeah. That's the crazy thing.
Hell yeah.
And I hope for everyone that they're able to have this experience of getting and catching whatever it is they're chasing. Because what you're going to find out when you do is it's not what you think it's going to be when you get it. And no matter how much you think you know that, until you know it, you don't really know it. And so having chased all of it and caught all of it, it just left me in this place of like, I don't know, man, step 0 of recalibration. Then some events happened in my life, and God uses what He has available, and He's got a sense of humor. For sure. Certainly does with me. The blessing, frequently for many of us, especially me, comes disguised as a curse. And it just put me in an entirely new deal. And it's like, I sold all the cars. You sold all the fucking cars.
I know, trust me, bro.
And I was like, I don't give a fuck, bro.
Yeah.
I still have a Cullinan.
Yeah.
They just left in it, and I let them drive it. I Uber everywhere.
Yeah.
I don't even want to drive a car. I don't give a fuck about pulling up in a Lambo anymore.
Simple as okay.
Yeah. And so it's just, I lost all the desire on all of that stuff. And now it really is about legacy. It's about impacting people. I know that even right now, I appreciate you recognizing that change. It actually means a lot to me.
No, I did.
You're not the only person that said it to me, which validates that it's real and I'm not just crazy.
It is.
But I also know that I'm still very much in it. And I know it's not done yet.
Yeah.
And I know I'm in this process.
Sick, bro. It's a fucking war, bro.
It is a
fucking war. I get hyped for that shit.
I got some really hard stuff going on in life. And a lot of people fucking would,
tap.
They would tap out. And you'll see me talk frequently about how big you want to get, how big of problems you want, And I got some pretty big problems. And the entire mindset has shifted around that to like, good.
Yeah.
Good.
You're gonna come out
Good.
better.
I'm glad.
Yeah.
You know, there's apart from like spiritual stuff, and I suppose I would clump it in with spirituality.
Yeah,
I really
for
enjoy the philosophy of the Stoics. And so I spent a fair amount of time reading and studying that. And they have a beautiful saying that they embraced, and it's called amor fati. Have you ever heard of it?
I've not.
Amor fati means to love your fate, both good and bad. That even when adversity comes, when problems come, when the perceived bad shows up in your life, you look at it as if it's something you chose yourself, and it's a necessary requirement for your growth and your development. And it's just the way the universe needs things to be.
That's right.
And so I have a lot of that going on right now. I have a lot of good in life, things to celebrate, and I have a lot of things that people could perceive from the outside looking in as bad or negative. And I look at all of it like I fucking love it.
Yeah.
I love playing with my kids and seeing their innocence and their giggles and, you know, and how much fun that is. There's no brush you could paint that as negative, right?
Right.
And then there are times where I'm up to my eyeballs in very serious issues that would cause most people just to fucking tap and want to quit. And I'm doing it with a smile.
Yeah.
And, you know, I'm looking at a world of outcomes in front of me, and I'm like, there are some outcomes I like better than other outcomes,
right, yeah.
but I'm gonna fucking love them no matter what it is.
Yeah.
And so, you know, it's a beautiful saying, and
It is.
and another one that I love is I got sober in Alcoholics Anonymous at 21 years old, almost 20 years ago. And the 12-step process changed my life. It was transformational for me. It's how I came to know God. And the 12 steps from Alcoholics Anonymous, the co-founders, the original two, actually got sober in a religious movement called the Oxford Group. And the Oxford Group was a radical spin-off of the church, very similar to born-again Christians. They had this spiritual program of action that was very intense, and that's what got these alcoholics sober that eventually started Alcoholics Anonymous. But the Oxford Group had a beautiful saying, and they said that man's tragedy is God's opportunity. You know?
Yeah.
And I think about those things a lot. I think about it a lot today. And so to answer your question on how to do the impossible, I think is what you asked. It's going through all of life's situations, all of its hardship, all of its adversity, with my head up, my chin up, my chest out, making eye contact, and with a smile on my face, and never letting it give me as much as having a bad day.
Yeah.
It's also going through life's wins. People always talk about, you know, or they view the world, I should say, as like the tough times are a threat and the wins are to be celebrated. I actually, after a lot of experience with both, see it inversed from that. I have become my best self in my toughest times.
Amen. Yeah.
I have been some of my most dangerous in my wins. And so not only, you know, going through life with a smile on my face no matter what, no matter how hard it gets, but also keeping a level head and never letting my wins get ahead of me.
Yeah.
Like, I don't even celebrate them anymore. I look at them and I'm like, that's nice.
Yeah. They say don't get up on your high horse, and I've learned this a long time ago. I just say I like to walk with the horse. I'm not on the horse, I'm not under the horse, I'm just walking with the horse, literally. Because if you get up on that high horse, that fall hurts. Especially like you said, you're at your most dangerous sometimes when you're celebrating your wins. It's because we can get like big-headed, the ego can step in, and then God's like, where are you going, brother?
Yeah,
where are you going? You know what I'm saying? Let me bring you back down here.
Some of those good clips too in a fight when you're on a winning streak.
Yeah.
And the other guy looks like he's out, and the guy drops his hands only to get knocked out.
Yeah.
I've been there too many times.
Taking your eye off.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, man. No, I'm with it, and you know, it's I love the spiritual side of you. That's how I first you put a reel out. I watched it and I was like, who is this dude? Because that's exactly the shit that I'm on, and connected right away, signed up with the inner circle. And I believe that there's certain individuals in the world that are cut from the same cloth. And I do believe that you and I are cut from a specific cloth within. I feel like that's why I resonate a lot with you, and I appreciate your story and everything that you've been through. I got mad respect for you. And most importantly, I'm proud of you, bro. And I'm super excited for what's to come for you. And you know, I want all the best for you, seriously, brother.
Same.
So, thank you, bro. I appreciate you, man.
Thanks for coming
Much
down.
love.
Cool.
Thanks.